Okay, we're putting in a new part in the toilet. It's a Fluid Master. Got it at Walmart, $9. So that's what we already got in there. And this one, it keeps getting stuck. This thing that goes up and down, it keeps getting stuck. So there ain't nothing to it. Turn off the water down there. And then under here, take this off. Okay, that's just finger tight, so you shouldn't have to use a wrench here. And then you unscrew this thing. This is holding this on here. Okay, so that was just finger tight. Okay, and then put a bucket under the hole. Right, put that bucket under the hole and lift this off, and all the water drains out into the bucket. Okay, so there's the old one. This is clean water. You don't have to worry about getting anything on your hands. You see how that one's got a little mud on there. So I'm thinking we might have got some mud in the water from outside, and that's why it's messing up inside there. Might be able to just clean it out somehow, rinse it out, get the mud out, but for $9, I didn't want to fool around with it. So okay, so these things, you can adjust it here. That's the height of the water if you want to save water, you know. We got an old toilet, 5-gallon tank. So 9 to 14 inches. So I guess each toilet's got a different height here. 9 to 14. Voila! It doesn't seem to be moving. Why ain't it moving? Maybe it has to be tight. So.
There's directions there, and then there's directions on the box too.
Well, there shouldn't be nothing to that. She was supposed to read the directions before we come in here.
Yeah, right. It's all Greek to me. Call the plumber.
Hold and twist. Do not move lock ring. Oh boy. Oh well, it's too much for that. So let's do not move lock ring.
What's the lock ring?
Okay, twist fill valve to adjust height. Top of fill valve cap should measure approximately 3 inches above the top of the overflow. So top of the fill cap. That's the fill cap. You point it to it here, fill cap. 3 inches above the top of the overflow. So there's the overflow. So we aren't even close. Okay. So I put that ring back down where it's supposed to be, and now this screws. So this has to be 3 inches above this thing here. Okay. Which I don't know if that's going to work, because 3 inches above, it's gonna hit the top of the tank. So there's 1 inch. That's gonna be a lot of water.
So what about the other one you had in there? Can you go by that?
Well, we probably didn't read the directions on that one either. Let's see, and then this hose goes down here. And then we already have this on our toilet. That's just been here forever. A hose goes in there. That holds the pipe. That holds the hose in the pipe so it don't flip out. This part, see that red thing? That's what stops the water from going out the hole. And then you put that white cap on the bottom. Okay, so this just goes down here like this. The hose goes inside the pipe. Okay, and then this thing screws on the bottom of this thing. Follow along here. This thing screws on the bottom of this thing on the outside of the tank. Just finger tight. You don't have to use a wrench. You might want to give it one little twist with the wrench just to tighten it up. But I took it all off finger tight, so. According to the picture, this hose is somewhat straight. So I'm going to push this down a little farther so it's somewhat straight here. See up here? So it's coming out of here somewhat straight. And so it looks like the picture. I'll tighten this up, finger tight down below. So that's what that looks like. It's this one here. It's this one here. Okay, and then I just put this hose back on. I suppose there's still a rubber washer inside there. If this pipe goes bad, you can get new ones at Lowe's for like $10. So that just screws on the bottom of that one. If it leaks, just put a couple rags under it. It's no big deal. Right? A couple drips won't hurt you. Just finger tight. See, if you tighten them up too much, you crack the nut and it causes it. You squish the rubber washer and break it. So, okay. If your sinks and toilets don't have these turn-offs, call a plumber and have them put on because they really come in handy over the years. Okay. So let's turn on the water and see what happens. You see if it squirts out the top. So what was happening with ours was this was getting stuck. We have to open up the lid and then tap it and then it would fill up again. So that's why I'm thinking it had some mud in there. We also had mud around that ball there. We've got a new ball coming through Amazon. That one's got to be 40 years old. It's getting spongy. goes.
Oh yeah, you can see the dirt in the tank.
Yeah, you can replace these two with pipe, but the new ones are plastic. And it looks like you got to take the tank off to do that. No big deal, it's just a big nut, big rubber nut. You know. Big rubber wire for a plastic nut. But since ours isn't broke, I didn't want to fool around with it.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that any higher.
No,
Cover on.
Yeah.
I think you can adjust that to how high you want your water to go, I think.
Well, they're saying this top of this should be 3 inches above this. And that's about as high as we can go without hitting the lid. Okay. So hopefully this will work now, because it was getting stuck where it wouldn't pop up. And we've got a little bit of leaking. You know, that rubber stopper's getting mushy, so the water still leaks into the bowl from there. So we actually had two problems going on at the same time. One, this thing was getting stuck, and then we got a little bit of water dripping over there too. It's dripping into the bowl, right? It's dripping into the bowl. Like every half hour you can hear water running just a little bit.
Yeah, you can see the dirt in there
Yeah.
from something.
Yeah, we should probably clean that out. Go and get your vacuum cleaner.
No. You could use your shop vac.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably use a cup and just scoop out most of it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just wipe that up with a rag and see if I can get most of it. I should have cleaned it up before I put water in it, huh?
Yeah, I could have took a wet rag.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and clean this out. I turned the water off down below and took the ball out so I can work in here. The ball is real easy to come out. We'll do a video on the new one. It just screws in here. You know, hopefully yours isn't too rusty and it'll come out. But you can see this part's real mushy, and that's why it keeps seeping. Plus there's supposed to be like a weight in here that we took out because she didn't trust it. It looked like it was going to fall down the hole. So I guess if you got a shop vac, you can suck this out with a shop vac, but
You don't feel like going to get it.
no. I got one out in the shed. I don't feel like messing with it.
And it's dark out now.
Yeah. So this stuff floating around here, it's rust. So I don't know if it's off the side of the tank or if it's off the parts. But that's probably what got inside the mechanism and messed it up.
Yeah, every time they work on the street
Yeah.
out there on any of the water lines, we always end up with muddy water and everything.
Yeah, like I have a video where we put a new one of these in Ernie's, and we could actually see the mud because we know they worked on the road right in front of his house.
Yeah.
So water pipe, and then within days his toilet was messed up. So see, like that's a hard piece of rust.
I wonder what that come off. It didn't come off that thing in the center, did it?
Who knows? That's the only thing that's metal in there, and that's supposed to be brass. So we might end up replacing that after all.
I hope not.
Well, only if it starts to leak, right?
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think we put a new one in Debbie's, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did a major job up there.
I think we talked about doing this one, but we never got around to it. If it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah.
Starts leaking on the floor, a little water in the basement won't hurt nothing. Wet down there anyways. Just drill a hole in the floor, let the water run through it.
That drain pipe that goes down cellar under the tub had a leak in it. And I dried it all out and fixed it with Carbondo. It's been like that ever since.
The main drain line?
Yeah, right there under the bathtub.
Oh, okay.
It was caused from that pop-up drain that
Yeah.
used to be in there. Every time you used the pop-up drain, that metal thing just slid back and forth and it cut a hole in it.
Oh.
So that's why I threw it out and got a rubber stopper.
See, there's some pretty big chunks in here for that. There you go. Right there. That's a hunk of rust. Pretty thick too.
Maybe they repaired something on it we don't know about on the street and it ended up coming up in everybody's plumbing.
They did work on the main road out there in front of the doctor's office.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Oh.
about a month ago, it was all dug up for a month. I'm not even sure if they paved it yet.
That's
They just
about the
put
time
gravel
our
on it.
toilet started leaking all the time.
Yeah, it is.
It was dribbling down.
Yeah, it is. Down the end of my road, there was an empty doctor office, and big hospital in the area owned it, and they put in a new sleep lab, and they worked on it for about a month, and they must have put some new water lines in or something.
When we passed that with Debbie, I told her what you told Ernie about it. She
Yeah.
laughed. She said, "Oh, that's funny.
Go in there,
Tell me, who can I go sleep?
Yeah.
Who can I sleep with?"
Yeah. They're always busy. 9 o'clock at night, place picks up. Full of people.
There people go in there.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's not full, but there's probably 5 cars or more.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what their sleep problem is.
Couple work there, and then the rest are patients.
I tell you, that rag ain't very good because you can't wring the water out of it.
Well, it's doing a job.
It's not a normal rag.
I don't know why you wanted to do this 9 o'clock at night.
You're the one that wanted to do it.
You could have done it during the day.
I was tired. I don't want to do it. I'm always tired.
Well, I bought it, Sunday?
Yeah.
Was that last week or this week? We've only had it a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but it's been leaking for a long time. They're dripping here.
Yeah, I noticed it a couple weeks ago. It was dribble, dribble, dribble.
Am I cut? I don't think I'm cut. Something that must be off the rubber seal. Yeah, see that's coming off the rubber seal. Great. Well, it's probably 50 years old, so.
No, it ain't.
How old is it? Especially since I'm playing with it now, we're probably going to have to put a new one in. Give us something to do this winter. Okay, I think that's it. Here, let me show it to him. Okay, so we got that all cleaned up. Don't worry about the rust stains on the side. That's not going to hurt nothing. Okay, so just put this back in the hole, you know, and then this goes in here. You can adjust this the way you like it. And then this goes, this part here, sometimes you have to replace these because they go bad, they get rusty. It just slides through there and goes inside the hole.
I can't really get it on the camera.
Okay, then sometimes you have to replace these things because they go bad, you know, the threads go bad. So it just goes through this hole here. Goes through this hole. See, it goes through there, and then it screws into the top of the black stopper. Be careful, you don't want to break the top of the black thing. And like I said, we got a new one of these coming. They're only $10 on Amazon. There's a couple different styles because the water's leaking down. The water's leaking down along the edge here of the metal because this thing is too spongy. So that's why every once in a while it runs. Okay, let's fill it back up. We'll turn the water back on. I turn the water up full and then I back it off maybe a half a turn or so. So it's not on full. Take some of the pressure off the pipe. Hey, there's some cat cookies floating around in there. Baby, there's a cat cookie floating around here.
Is that on the rag or
Come on, baby. Come and get your cookie.
Is that on the rag?
Come on, baby. Come and get your cookie. I'm kidding, man. I don't know what this does, and I don't know what that other little black plastic part does. That's in the directions.
I think that was where you took away.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay.
It's a funny position to walk it. I think there's some water up there. Is that something you splashed or?
Yeah, when I was taking it out with the rag, there's water all over the place.
Oh. I was hoping it wasn't leaking off that thing. And then I guess if you wanted your water level lower, you have to set it lower.
I think that's what this is for. I turned it a couple of times, but it didn't seem to do anything. You have to read the directions for that. This is the old toilet,
Oh yeah, it did turn off.
5-gallon tank. She didn't want to put a new tank in because the new tanks are only like a gallon and a half. And then she comes in here and she plays with it and only does like a half a flush.
Well, yeah.
Does a half a flush to save water. So,
Yeah, but you have it set as high as it would go, and you don't even need it all the time.
hi, baby. Hi, baby. What are you doing, baby? You being a good girl? Say, what's everybody in here for?
Okay.
Am I missing something?
It's not leaking over there, is it?
Am I missing something? What? What, baby? What? What? Oh. And then when you're all done, wipe it with the cloth. And then if you use a piece of paper towel, you can tell if it's dripping. So I think we're in pretty good shape here. Watch it for a couple days. If it's dripping, just tighten it up a little bit. So I got it pretty tight. I'm not going to mess with it.
You can always wrap a rag around the floor there, and
Yeah.
they'd come in and check the rag.
Lots of times we just leave a rag there, so in case if it does drip, then there's something that's going to stop it up.
Well, if you put a dry one over there and it gets wet.
Okay. See, that's how you put a rag around your toilet.
That one's already wet, though. How would you know?
Tomorrow it'll be dry. Okay, see ya. Bye. Okay, we got our new stopper.
Take it apart.
Let's see, it says master something on it. Master plumber. You can see it's got that bottom part in there. Here's the bottom part that fell out of the other one, the old one. That's that thing down there. That's kind of like that's kind of like the weight that helps it fall down into the hole.
Boy, they really sealed it.
Don't drop the camera in the water. See, there's the plunger down there. Might be better if you stand on this side, Mom.
Yeah, you probably should have shut the water off and.
Nah, come on. It'll only take a second.
Yeah, but it's going to start filling up as soon as you.
Okay, so first thing is I'm just going to unscrew the old one. She's worried about wasting water.
Well, how can you work in all that water? It's going to start filling right up again as soon as you pull the plunger.
Okay, so there's the old bar. It's different size.
You could probably use the same one if there's nothing wrong with that. Is it going to be too short?
Okay, it's the same thread. We'll it's about the same size, so we should probably use the old one. Okay, so then I'll put this in here. Falls down in a hole. What we found was after we put the new flow thing in here, it quit dripping. So we're thinking this rubber stopper didn't have nothing to do with the toilet leaking, because we haven't heard it run.
Well, every time they work on the streets, water lines, we get dirt in our toilet.
Here, let me see this one here. The new one might reach. Yeah, it reaches. Here, can you hold that up?
And I don't want to fall
No.
in the bathtub.
I just want to make sure it's tight. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to leave this old one down here in case we need it. Okay? I'm kidding. Okay. Try it, see if it works. What I'm worried about is it might be just a hair too short. It falls down it, but it's close. So we might end up going back to the longer one. We'll have to see what happens. Do you want me to leave it in there so we don't lose it?
Yeah, leave it here in case you need
But-
it for now.
You want me to leave it in there?
I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea. I think.
So here's the old stopper. You can see this rubber is getting pretty loose. It's kind of spongy.
Just hold it in the dark.
That stopper, that other stopper, this stopper went in here like that. This stopper went in here like that. And we were worried that this rubber just,
It's so squishy.
yeah, so squishy that it wouldn't hold it, and then that would fall down the sewer.
Yeah, it's supposed to went into that, and it wouldn't stay there.
Okay, seems to work. See ya. Bye.